Hi, Reverend William here. I'd like to talk to you tonight, or for you people across the United States, good morning, about certain aspects of the Constitution and CPS, and the difference between inalienable and unalienable, not inalienable. That's a mispronunciation. You know, I've heard a lot of people say, I've been TPR'd, parental, rights terminated. And when the CPS worker says your child has no rights, well, the fact of the matter remains that if you don't know your constitutional rights, you can't state them in a court of law, which is kind of a joke, being that our courts are pretty much lawless. Well, if you can't state your rights and you don't know your rights, well, technically the CPS worker is correct, because if you don't know your rights and you can't state your rights in a court of law in defiance of the judge, then basically your child doesn't have any rights either. That's why I'm pretty much, here stating what I'm stating. I teach the Constitution and the true Declaration of Independence by Thomas Paine. But there's a few issues I'd like to bring up also about the Pledge of Allegiance and the fact of, they're always trying to make it safe for democracy, yet they try and ensure us a Republican form of government. Well, the Pledge of Allegiance, and to the Republic for which it stands, but, they're always trying to make it safe for democracy. Well, in a democracy, everyone gets one vote, right? At the polls, one vote for this, one vote for that. Well, the general public's forgotten about the other two votes, and it comes in the grand jury, where you serve on the grand jury. But the general public doesn't always get to serve on the grand jury in a general, day-to-day basis, do they? They won't allow that. For that matter, all the general and lower courts don't allow juries in their courtroom, do they? No, they don't, because they don't want their decisions overturned, because they don't want the Constitution, the federal Constitution, law of the land, to enter the courtroom. Do they? No, they don't. Because they don't want we the people to be awake. They don't want the jury to know their true power over the decision of the judge and the attorneys. They don't want us sheeple to know, because the government fears a well-informed public. The We the People credo, where it says, and I quote out of the, Citizens Rule Book, it says, "We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union." A more perfect union. What's a more perfect union than family? Well, the old-fashioned union used to be Family Rifle Bible. Remember those old-fashioned values? Family Rifle Bible? I do. That's what I was taught by my family when we'd come together at the dinner table. Well, I'll go on. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, imagine that, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity. Our posterity means our future generations of our children and their children. do ordain, that's the church, and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Who is and what is the United States of America? We the people, family. That whole saying right there that I just read is steeped in the meaning of family. The government, the courts have forgotten this. I'd like to point something out to you people tonight. You know, it says in Article 4, Section 4, the United States shall guarantee to every state in this Union a republican form of government, and shall protect each of them against invasion and, on application of the legislature or of the executive, when the legislature cannot be convened against domestic violence. Tell me, where's the domestic violence? Where's the invasion? Where was the justification of the suspension of habeas corpus? Senator Arlen Specter jumped down, let's see, Alberto Gonzalez's throat about, the habeas corpus, hullabaloo, didn't he? Everybody saw that one. Man, that was a joke. But anyway, I'd like to point out a few other tidbits on page 32, as a matter of fact. The unanimous 13 states, which was spoon-fed to our parents, by the way, and it's called in Congress, July 4th, 1776, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United States of America. This was taught in civics class to our parents. And if you didn't pass civics class, you didn't get to graduate to the next grade. The preamble to that is called, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands. Political bands? Is that some kind of party? Which have connected them with another, to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitles them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind, which requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. To the separation? What do you mean impel them to the separation? I wouldn't just want to separate. If I separate, do I change anything? There's a guy named Thomas Paine. Let's take a look at his stuff. I've had enough of this. Thomas Paine's stuff in the Declaration said, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for a people to advance from that subordination in which they have hitherto, that means in a specified time, remained, and to assume among the powers of the earth the equal and independent station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitles them, a decent respect the opinions of mankind, requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the change. Which impel them to the change, not the separation. If there's some tyranny going on, I'd want to change my whole situation, what I'm about, what's going on.